Your jokes are cheesy as fuck!
At a picturesque Seattle winery, young couple Patrick and Adeline share a romantic evening. As the night unfolds, Patrick surprises Adeline with a heartfelt proposal. Overwhelmed with joy, she happily accepts. However, their celebration takes a turn when Patrick's photographer, Nico, calls. He missed capturing the proposal. Determined to get the perfect shot, Patrick agrees to recreate the moment. As Nico sets up, he is brutally stabbed through the face by a masked killer known as Heart Eyes. Unaware of the horror unfolding nearby, Patrick and Adeline continue their celebration. But just as Patrick answers a phone call, an arrow pierces through his skull. Adeline, frozen in terror, screams before instinctively running for her life. She finds temporary refuge, but her phone suddenly rings. It's Heart Eyes. Panicked, she yells, unknowingly giving away her location. Seizing the opportunity, the killer shoots an arrow into her foot. Adeline stumbles into the winery's facility, only to witness Heart Eyes slaughtering a security guard. She runs, hoping to find safety. The killer finds her and locks her inside a massive grape press machine, crushing her completely. Weeks later, news of the gruesome murders spreads. Authorities warn the city to remain vigilant. Meanwhile, ad designer Allie McCabe grabs coffee with her best friend and co-worker, Monica. Just as they're about to leave, Allie crosses paths with a charming stranger, Jay Simmons. They bond over ordering the same coffee, but an awkward moment ensues when they accidentally bump heads, twice. To make matters worse, Allie gives Jay a bloody nose in her flustered clumsiness. Embarrassed, she rushes off. Back at work, Ollie's boss, Crystal Kane, scolds her for pitching a perfume ad inspired by the ongoing murders. To handle the PR crisis, Crystal brings in Jay, a freelancer. Meanwhile, detectives Zeke Hobbs and Janine Shaw arrive at the winery to investigate the brutal murders. Examining the crime scene, they find a wedding ring confirming their suspicions. These killings are more than random. Heart Eyes has a twisted, ritualistic method of targeting lovers. At the office, Allie confronts Crystal for humiliating her in front of the team. Frustrated, she steps away to clear her head but is soon interrupted by Jay, who invites her to dinner, strictly for work.
We'll call it 8 sharp, and I'll see you there. Yeah? I'm excited. It's gonna be great!
That evening, Monica helps Allie shop for a new outfit. Later, Allie meets Jay at a restaurant. As the evening progresses, Jay opens up about his belief in love, while Allie remains bitter and cynical, still heartbroken over her ex. The conversation turns tense. Frustrated, Jay decides to leave. Realizing she may have been too harsh, Allie chases after him and impulsively kisses him, just as she spots Colin, her ex-boyfriend, and his new girlfriend, Sienna. On a whim, Allie pretends that she and Jay are a couple as Colin and Sienna approach.
Oh, Jay, I'm Allie's
He's my
boyfriend.
Meanwhile, lurking from afar, Heart Eyes watches their every move. After dinner, Jay walks Allie home. Upon arrival, she realizes she's lost her keys. As Jay attempts to help by breaking a window, he accidentally cuts his hand. Feeling responsible, Allie invites him inside to bandage his wound. Their conversation grows personal, and tension builds. Just as Allie moves to stash some personal belongings in her closet, her heart stops. Heart Eyes is already inside, waiting in the shadows.
Your jokes are cheesy as fuck!
The killer lunges at her, but Jay reacts quickly, fighting him off. Allie smashes a lamp over Heart Eyes' head, giving them a chance to escape. They lock the door behind them, but the killer stabs his knife through the wood. They rush outside. Amidst the chaos, Allie shouts that she and Jay aren't actually a couple, that they barely know each other. Heart Eyes only hunts couples, but the killer isn't convinced. They flee to a nearby park, thinking they've lost him, until Heart Eyes emerges again, knocking Jay unconscious. Alone, Ali sprints toward a carousel, frantically searching for an escape. The sound of sirens fills the air. Police arrive, announcing that Hard Eyes has been captured. Relieved but shaken, Ali finds Jay in a police car. However, things take a shocking turn. Detectives mistakenly believe Jay is Hard Eyes. They claim to have evidence linking him to the murders, but Ali refuses to believe it. At the station, Jay is interrogated, frustratedly insisting on his innocence. Meanwhile, outside, Ali meets David, an IT guy who recognizes her from Bumble. Unaware of the danger she's in, he flirts with her, only to be swiftly rejected. Moments later, the station's lights go out. Hard Eyes has struck again, killing the station clerk. Panic sets in as Ali runs for her life. The killer slaughters Detective Hobbs, leaving Shaw unconscious. Hard Eyes turns his attention to Jay, still restrained in the interrogation room. Just as the killer moves in for the kill, Ali arrives in time to free Jay, and they escape. As they flee, a vehicle suddenly speeds toward Ali, attempting to run her down. Jay pushes her out of the way just in time. The chase leads them to a park packed with couples. Seeking shelter, Ali and Jay duck into a parked van, only to find a couple engaged in intimate play. Their noise attracts Hard Eyes, who mercilessly kills them. Realizing they can't keep running, Ali and Jay decide to fight back. The battle is brutal. Ali smashes a propane tank over Hard Eyes' head, but he grabs her by the throat. Just as he's about to kill her, Jay drives a machete into his chest, finally bringing him down. Under the mask is a random man named Eli. Jay gets a ride to the airport for a friend's wedding, while Ali heads home. Later, she calls Monica, confessing that she regrets pushing Jay away because she started to fall for him. Encouraged by Monica to go after him before it's too late, Ali rushes to the airport. She calls out for Jay but can't find him, until her phone rings. The caller is none other than the real Hard Eyes, informing her that he has Jay. He orders Ali to meet him at a nearby chapel, or Jay dies. When Ali arrives, she finds Jay and Hard Eyes waiting. In a shocking twist, the killer is revealed to be David, the IT guy from earlier. But he wasn't working alone, his accomplice is none other than Detective Shaw. The two are a twisted couple who get their thrills from hunting and murdering couples, while Eli, the so-called fanboy, was just an outsider desperate to join in. Shaw then forces Ali to pick up a gun with a single bullet, demanding she choose, Jay or herself. In a bold move, Ali shoots Jay in the shoulder, allowing the bullet to hit Shaw in the stomach. Enraged, David lunges at them, but as they attempt to flee, he catches Jay, only to be taken by surprise when Jay drives an arrow straight through his right eye. Meanwhile, Shaw continues to fight Ali, nearly overpowering her. Just as Shaw prepares to finish her off, Ali stabs her in the neck with a metal straw before pushing her onto the sword of a statue. A year later, Ali and Jay are thriving. Their campaign at work has been a massive success, and they are now a couple. As Jay asks if Ali wants to move in with him, she surprises him by pulling out a ring and proposing instead. Jay happily accepts, sealing the moment with a kiss.